Yes, thank you very much. About diversity, I have not much to add to what Jing has just said, but I'm an economist by training. I excuse for that. At least I have a degree saying that I'm a master in economics, which means that a lot of my thinking is controlled by economics. And when you trade and when you invest, it unavoidably have repercussions on your mentality and the mindset and the culture. And that is why I think it's justified to speak about Asia. To my mind, it's more justified to speak about Asia in the future than Asia of the past, because of the strong economic ties among Asian countries. And we all talk about globalization, but if you actually look at what globalization is, you can see that the trade figures between neighbors are substantially higher than between non-neighbors. So I think that the Asian countries will converge also culturally, which does not, of course, mean that you will have a uniform cultural outlook in Asia, but that diversity, to my mind, will still be there, but it will be less, and it will, if I may say so, be manageable. About our friend from Brazil, global interdependence. What we have seen over the last, let's say, 5-10 years is that a new kind of business cycles are appearing, in the sense that what used to be called the developing countries have a stronger business cycle and a stronger economic growth. And actually, the emerging markets, or whatever label you will give them, are decoupling from the conventional business cycle among the industrialized countries. So they are taking over as the driver in the economy and is putting much more emphasis on what is going to happen in the world. This is, to my mind, the most important thing of global interdependence. The interdependence is shifting among nations. It's still there, but it's shifting. It's not north-south so much anymore. It's more east-west because of this very strong trend in trade. Southeast Asia, it's not because I sit here, but I'm very buoyant about the economic prospects of Southeast Asia in the future. And that actually follows from the subtitle of my book, From the Era of Plenty to the Era of Scarcities. Southeast Asia is rich in commodities and raw materials. And if what I think is going to happen, Southeast Asia can manage its politics and continue an integration, Southeast Asia should be able to benefit from the strong economic rise of China and India, and also from the era of scarcities, and reap the benefits of higher prices for commodities. About inequality, I think inequality will be a main risk factor and a main driver, in the sense that mass communication, information technology means that the have-nots, and I think that we will still have the division of have and have-nots, but the have-nots will not any longer accept the situation. They will make their dissatisfaction felt, and they will voice it strongly, and they will require changes, and they will ask for the change in domestic political systems and distribution of income. And if we are not capable to deal with this, I think we're in for a very, very, very rough ride. We cannot go on with a world where the inequality measured by the Gini coefficient is rising in the richer countries and rising among nations. It's not enough to create more wealth. It's necessary to distribute it so that the majority of the population feels they are better off. If not, they will shift to another model, and we are actually seeing traces of that when we look around upon what is happening in the world right now. The fifth question about ideology and intellectual framework. I think it's mainly up to the higher education institutions of Asia to promote a deeper intellectual knowledge. I don't like the word ideology because I'm a European. and their ideology may remind you of certain things in the past. But ideology in the sense that you have a, let's call it a framework for your own thinking is not so bad, and hopefully that can grow out of a drive in Asia towards higher education. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Jan, I would just like to say, for a couple of thousand years, Europe, where they all with the same ethnic group, one religion, they were all Christians, and yet they never could cooperate, and they were constantly slaughtering each other. How can 3 billion people in Asia, where there's many ethnic groups, many religions, how is this suddenly going to happen? That we're all going to love each other. I mean, India has serious problems. People say it's growing. I would dispute that. India now has a debt to gross national product of 90%. All the studies show that when you become debt to gross national product, you're in serious problems. You cannot grow very rapidly because all of your effort is spent servicing the debt. I mean, India's not going to save us. China might save us, but that might lead to conflict rather than all of us becoming philosophers.
I think you can see, if you don't mind, Jan, that it's already 11 o'clock. You can see from the last comment that we've obviously stimulated a great discussion that can go on. So let me just conclude with 3 points. in 2 minutes, hopefully. The first point I was going to make is that really the test of a good book is the discussion that it generates. And you can see, Jan, that your book has already generated a tremendous discussion. And for this, of course, we once again thank Jan for producing the book that has brought us together here. The second point I was going to make is that, of course, to generate that good discussion, you also need to have a very distinguished panel. And you can see, as the student from SMU was saying, that this has been quite an exciting morning. And I must say, it turned out to be more exciting than I expected. When I came here with lots of sharp questions, challenges, and I think it's been really a great morning. And of course, this brings me to my third point, which is to thank the organizers, Singapore Management University, the Wikimi Center, and the Institute of Southeast Asian Studies, which continues to flourish, and this is the distinguished leadership of Ambassador Kesa Vapani. They've obviously done a great job in organizing this event. So please join me in thanking everyone here. Thank you.